Okay, we're talking about Zane Robertson busted for EPO. I'm going to share my thoughts, comments, and criticisms. Please turn this video off. Please click away if you do not like the truth. If you want your illusions continued, if you just want to follow fake, hollow people, influencers who tell you good things about your bad habits or keep your delusions alive, then click somewhere else. All right, you ready for the real truth? Everybody at the top in cycling, running, and swimming is leveraging oxygen vector doping products. That includes anabolic and androgenic steroids. It includes erythropoietin boosting drugs such as EPO. It includes and or blood doping techniques. It's just how it is, okay? So when Zane Robertson gets busted for EPO and says he just did it once for a minor race, relatively minor race, I call BS on that, okay? And he's got to say what he's got to say. I think he says he had the COVID vaccine or something. It was the wrong one or what. Like, Zane, mate, you should have just DM'd me on a puppet account and just told me, hey, I've been busted, what should I say? I would have given you a much better response to tell the NPCs out there. But this is the reality, man, all right? What 17-year-old kids go to Africa, to Kenya, give up life in New Zealand or Australia or Germany or wherever, or America? You know, like, that's dedication, man. That's dedication. And then eventually you get there, you got natural talent, right? You got to have natural talent. You can't just take EPO and be a world-class runner, a world-class cyclist. Like, you have to have talent. You have to have a freaky level of metabolic function. You have to have a freaky VO2 max, just genetically, all right, from the get-go, okay? You have to have racehorse genetics. And then when you throw the EPO in the mix, now you're competing on the world stage. And you get sponsors, all right? You get podium chicks. This is how it is. Winners get laid and paid. Second place is first loser. So you go to Africa and you're like, okay, I'm getting our asses kicked over here. What's the difference? All right, we're skinny as those guys. We're hungry as those guys. You know, we're training with those guys. We're doing the same program. And there's a bunch of Kenyans or a bunch of Ethiopians who are just, all of a sudden, that much faster in front. At certain times of the year, it's like, hang on, like, I beat you in January and now it's August and you're fucking flogging us, man. And I'm fitter than I was in January. And you're just like way ahead. I don't understand. That's blood boosting protocol right there. It's hemoglobin's the name of the game, all right? If I take a bag of blood out of you, a quart of blood or half a quart of blood out of you today, after you do a PR 5K or whatever, tomorrow you're going to run like a minute to 3 or 4 minutes slower. And likewise, if we put a bag of blood in you, let's say you PR today, we put a bag of blood in you, you will smash your PR tomorrow. You absolutely smash your PR. Even in a few hours, you'll smash it, okay? Because your body can uptake, transfer, and deliver more oxygen to the working cells, okay? To your muscles. So that's just how it is, man. So it's, you know, he got an 8-year ban. I think that's, you know, a joke because I don't think they should be testing for drugs because EPO, it's like drug testing is IQ testing. My question to Zane is, dude, how did you get busted for EPO? Like, as a runner or a triathlete, it's so easy to pass those tests. I mean, cycling's got a lot more testing, but running, it's like, fuck, man. If you get busted for doping as a runner, I'm like, who are you taking advice from, man? The half-life of EPO, if you microdose a certain amount of IUs intravenously with a little slim pin, it's like about 8 hours, all right? So how do you turn up to a running race and get busted for EPO? Like, EPO is not like a stimulant where you just take it and go, oh, you know. It's like something you cycle for 4 to 6 weeks, build your hemoglobin up, microdose so you're good, and you're good to go, you know what I mean? So it's like, how did he get caught? I don't understand. That's really, I mean, it's just so easy to use EPO and get away with it as a runner and a triathlete and as a cyclist. It's a bit harder as a cyclist because there's a little bit more testing, but watch the documentary called Icarus, all right? People are like, Harley, what would you know? Well, I've done PEDs before, all right? I've never done EPO, but I've done pretty much everything else except for blood doping. Why haven't I used blood doping or EPO? Because I'm not skinny enough to use those products. Like, I'm sitting here today 77.7 kilos this morning. I'd only use EPO if I was like 60 kilos or 59 kilos. Otherwise, it'd be a waste, all right? It'd be a waste. You know, I mean, I'm running like, my PR is 16:35. Like, why would I even touch EPO? Like, let's push it down into the 14s and then think about considering doing something like that. Otherwise, it's just wasting EPO. Like, it's just it's an absolute waste. Right? If you're not running under 14s as a man, or 14:30 at least, using EPO, it's like, what are you doing? Just use some testosterone or something. But anyways, not saying you should use these things. I'm just saying, that's what's done at the top. So, but watch the documentary Icarus. Okay, people, it's drugs. Professional running is all it is aggressive running funded by money to make more money. All right, that's all it is, man. It's professional running. The foundation of professional running in 2023, in the last 30-40 years, it's poverty driven. We have the shoe sponsors, Nike, Adidas, Asics. They go over there to East Africa, Uganda, Ethiopia, Kenya, and they have the scouts. Okay, you can run fast. Here's the team doctor. Boom. We'll give you win bonuses. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. Wear our shoes. You know what I mean? These shoes are made for... this is Alpha Flies here. Nike Alpha Flies. Got Vapor Flies now as well. Like, they make them for $10-20. They sell for like $370 Australian. You know what I mean? It's the big money, man. All right? So that there's poverty. All the champion runners in the last 30 years, what do they all have in common? They all come from extreme poverty. They're not private school kids. They're all kids from farmers or people in low socioeconomic environments. And it's great that they can tap into their running abilities and make some bank and buy a farm, buy a school, buy a well, buy water, buy food for their community. Bonds the ripper, mate. Fair dinkum. But that's the marketing model. That's not the marketing model. So that's the economic model. Poverty with talent. The brands come in. The doctors come in. The drugs come in. You got your marketing, you got your wins, you got your, hey, I won Boston Marathon, I won Berlin, I won London Marathon. Boom, just do it. Just pin it, just take it. If you won't take it, you won't make it. If you don't dope, you won't cope at the top. That's just how the deal is. Don't be hard on Zane. He just did what all professional runners do at that top level. He's running 2:08 for a marathon. It's not possible to run 2:08 as a human being naturally, okay? It's just not. Blood doping's been around for ages, man, since the 40s or whatever, okay? Extra blood is a requirement. Well, just train harder. Just train harder means more anemia. There's a certain level where you're training so much, then your hormones drop off, you're not producing enough erythropoietin, and your red blood cells are going doing. That's why all these runners I see out there running way more than me. I ran 96.3k in 2022. I've ran about 35k this year, and yesterday I ran a 17:16 at park run, all right? And I'm 77 kg. So people are like, how you run on reasonably quick? I mean, it's slow compared to the top runners, but a lot slower. But for the recreational runner, it's like a decent time on fuck all fitness because my hemoglobin's so high, okay? So there's people out there running 100 k's a week, 100 miles a week, even elite runners, and I'm thinking, you could be way faster, bro. What are you doing with your hemoglobin, man? Let's look after your iron. Let's look after your B12. Let's look after your... Get enough simple sugars in there. Sucrose, glucose, dextrose, fructose. Let's support... What time you going to bed? How much caffeine are you using? These things that people just overlook because they don't know what hemoglobin is. They're ignorant to it. But the Kenyans know. The Ethiopians know. And the people who train in Africa, they understand hemoglobin importance, okay? So hemoglobin's the name of the game. It's all about the red blood cells, okay? So Zane just did what everyone else does at the top, all right? Everybody at the fucking top tier. I'm not talking pack fill. I'm talking the people who could... They're on the front of the race, an international race with good prize money, Diamond Series or whatever, Olympic Games, all right, which is good for sponsors. And if you're winning at that level, you have unicorn abilities, or you have some assistance for your hemoglobin production. It's just how it is, man. All right. So don't hate the player. Understand the game. And just to recap, all 100%, whether they're from Australia, America, Russia, Kenya, Ethiopia, all your track and field champions, men and women, the big names, all of them, the record holders, the gold medalists, all of them got on the good shit, okay? It's just how it fucking works. There are no exceptions, okay? They're all freaks on freaky shit, doing freaky shit. That's how it is. And you can disagree with me, but you will still be wrong.